It is no secret that Renault has held talks with other F1 power unit suppliers, in particular Mercedes, to make Alpine a customer team from 2026. Whilst nothing is official, it would come as a huge disappointment. From Racing News 365, my name is Nick Golding, and we're going to take a look into how big a loss it would be to F1 if Renault were to leave as an engine supplier. But before we get on with the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And on that note, let's get on with the video. In 2026, Formula 1 will be completely overhauled with new regulations, which are primarily based around new engines. From 2026 onwards, F1 cars will consist of an engine that is 50% internal combustion and 50% electrical systems. It should make the sport more sustainable and attractive to manufacturers. This has been proven somewhat, as in 2026, two new car manufacturers will join F1. German giants Audi are going to be joining in 2026, whilst current team Red Bull will become an F1 powertrain supplier for the first time in its history, with technical assistance from Ford. A great achievement, right? Absolutely. But still, the FIA and FOM should scratch their heads, because the arrival of Audi and Ford Red Bull also has a downside. Renault is looking set to stop. Whilst Renault does not power any of the leading teams, its loss is a big defeat for Formula 1. Despite having endured significant struggles this season, Renault is an F1 giant. In 1976, they presented an F1 engine for the first time, and a factory team was added quickly after. Success was not enjoyed from the get-go, but when turbo engines made their entrance in the 80s, Renault was a trendsetter and the fastest engine in the sport. Renault also enjoyed great success in the 1990s and early 2000s. It eventually delivered 143 victories, 10 Constructors' Championships and 9 Drivers' titles as an engine supplier. Its own factory team brought another 35 wins and 4 titles to the French manufacturer. In 2005 and 2006, the factory Renault team won back-to-back Drivers' titles with Fernando Alonso and back-to-back Constructors' crowns. Make no mistake, Renault is one of the best engine manufacturers ever in Formula 1. Renault engines have won a total of 178 races. Only the engines of Ferrari and Mercedes have achieved more victories. The French giant leaves big brands like Ford, Honda and Cosworth behind. The knowledge that the French company has about Formula 1 cannot be underestimated. Renault is currently one of the most experienced engine manufacturers in F1. In just 3 years' time, it will be exactly 50 years since the first Renault F1 engine was introduced. The fact that such a giant is now looking set to stop with F1 must be very hard for the FIA and the FOM. Because to come back to those 2026 regulations, the concept of sustainability is a very important one. Car manufacturers are no longer eager to have full combustion engines, and also want to have more engines in their motorsport projects that can play a role in the development of the road cars that they sell. Ultimately, motorsport is a marketing tool for these kinds of big brands, such as Mercedes, Audi and Renault, to better market their road cars. And that hasn't really worked out for Renault in recent years. Renault was one of the last F1 manufacturers to take the step of translating the hybrid technology from F1 into its road cars. In comparison, Mercedes has been superior in this from day one, and has profited enormously from the excellent image that F1 gave the brand in its road cars. Since 2014, the first year of Mercedes' dominance in Formula 1, the entire Mercedes-Benz brand has grown enormously in value. This is largely down to its F1 image and the technology in the German brand's road cars. Formula 1 can therefore see the imminent departure of Renault as a huge blow to the showpiece of the sport, the 2026 regulations. Yes, these new regulations attract parties such as Audi, Ford and even General Motors from the US, but to see a manufacturer leave after more than 50 years is really a huge defeat for the championship. The name Renault is as closely linked to Formula 1 as Ferrari and Mercedes are. Many car manufacturers have tried to master Formula 1 over the years, but only Mercedes and Ferrari have been more successful than Renault. The fact that one of the big three is abandoning ship now is more than problematic. Almost half a century of knowledge is being expertly destroyed. Ahead of the 2026 regulation change, Renault's likely exit as an F1 power unit supplier is a catastrophic blow. Let us know in the comment section below what you think of Renault's likely exit from F1 as an engine supplier and what it means for the sport. As well as that, smash a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you for the next one. See you later.